Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about some fandoms I'm looking forward to this year. So I've never made a video quite like this before. I wanted it to be like my 2021 anticipated reads, but just a few shows I am looking forward to seeing again this year. 2020 was a year for all of us, especially in the entertainment section. Weirdly for me, I feel like a lot of my shows died in 2020, and a few of them did, but not all of them did. There were a couple that did, and they were really impactful. There was even one that was, Shadowhunters ended in like May of 2019, but I didn't watch it till like November of 2020, right before Supernatural ended, because I hate endings. And the same was with Arrow. I don't know when it ended. I feel like it ended at the beginning of 2020, but I didn't watch it until right before Supernatural ended either, because I didn't want it to end. I just flat out refused to watch the ending. But those ones I knew I could stay unspoiled from. I knew I wouldn't be able to stay unspoiled from Supernatural, so I watched a bunch of finales that I had been postponing, mostly just those two, right before Supernatural ended, because I felt like I needed to end my not favorite shows before I ended my favorite show. For me, 2020 was a year of a lot of endings. There were a lot of shows that we watched that got canceled. A lot of things got postponed a year, and a lot of things ended. And then some shows we watched and then there was no more of. We watched the entire show. So it was really weird, and so I feel like 2021 is kind of this transitional year for me. Like, I have a lot of dead visual fandoms. They're not really like dead. I mean, it's like Merlin's been dead for how long? But the fandom is still very much so thriving everywhere. So I have a lot of shows I can't watch anymore. Like, the only top tier fandom I have that's still on air is Doctor Who, and that's not something I can easily get my hands on. Shadowhunters is gone. I mean, I can watch Hamilton over and over and over again, but no new content. I have one show that's ending in 2021, but I can't get my hands on that show, so I have to wait for it to end and then watch it on like Netflix when it's on Netflix. So I have a lot of shows that have ended last year and the year before that I just feel kind of empty now. But there were some shows that I did find last year that I'm looking forward to diving further into this year. And then there's a whole other side of one of my already major fandoms. One of my quick synopsis. If you haven't seen my tier explanation video, go watch it. It's incredibly old. It was like the second video I ever made. Might do an updated one. But basically, I sort all of my fandoms into tiers like a cake. I have my top tier fandoms, which are the ones that I'm literally obsessed over and talk about all the time. Then I have these pillars, like a 90s wedding cake where you have the top tier that they eat, and then you have the pillars separating them from the middle tier and the bottom tier. The pillars, I feel like I obsess over enough that they could be top tier, but I want to keep my top tier just my four main fandoms that made me the giant nerd I am today, and that is Sherlock, Doctor Who, Merlin, and Supernatural. Super Who Murlockian. That's what I used to be called online too. So then I have my pillars, which are like Hamilton, Marvel, Shadowhunters. So a pillar, and then middle tier is like Arrow, How to Get Away with Murder, Criminal Minds, Vampire Diaries. Everything that I love and talk about a lot, but I'm not as obsessive over. And then bottom tier is I watched it, I liked it, I'm ready to talk about it, but the odds of me rewatching it are not very big. Like The 100 or Pretty Little Liars or something like that, you know? Like a book I liked and will gladly recommend and talk about, but I'm probably not gonna pick it up again. I use shows because they're just and then there are cupcakes where I liked it, but I don't really seek it out. I'm not really gonna recommend it. I'm not gonna talk about it, and I'm never gonna watch it again. let's talk about the shows that I found and I'm looking forward to this year. There's only 5. There's not a whole lot. There's like more that I'm looking forward to, but I really wanted to talk about 5, maybe 6. A couple of them have actually come back to me already. Prodigal Son has come back to me, and that's a show that I watched in quarantine with my friend Ashley over Zoom, and watching a show together like online is not that great. But this show was amazing and made up for it anyway. Season 2 has already started. I mean, it's literally a guy who is a profiler solving crimes with the NYPD in the detective, like murders, but his dad was a serial killer. Like, I love that show. It's amazing. And so getting to see, because season 1, it ended, I feel like I want to say it ended a couple episodes early, or maybe they just cut out a couple episodes and pushed it together because of quarantining and, you know, COVID and Corona, whatever you want to call it. But the way that it ended was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. So naturally, I'm really excited for season 2. I've already seen the first episode and the second episode, and it is not disappointing. I'm very happy Prodigal Son is back, and if you like murder mysteries with a twist, definitely go check that out. I feel like it is filling in my Criminal Minds and How to Get Away with Murder, and like, you know, like my murder mysteries and a little bit of supernatural hole in my life. Yeah. So next one is 911 and 911 Lone Star. I don't know if I've ever talked about 911 and 911 Lone Star. I feel like maybe I have once or twice, but I don't really feel like I've told you guys just how much I love these shows. Oh my goodness. I didn't expect them to be as amazing as they were. So I started by watching 911 Lone Star because I saw some things on Tumblr and I heard some really good things and I knew a couple of the faces. So I started watching it. And then Caleb hopped in and joined in the middle of a season. And because it's only been 1 season. So season 2, they finally came back not too long ago. So season 2 has started for 911 Lone Star, and dudes, it is really good. It's from, like, it's not only about firefighters, but it's mostly about firefighters, which is something new for me. And I don't really watch shows like this. Like, I don't watch any of the Chicago shows. I am never gonna watch Grey's Anatomy. I feel like the last doctor show I watched and enjoyed was Scrubs. I like it way more. And this isn't even like a doctor show. It's literally about firefighters and paramedics and a couple police people. But again, mostly about firefighters, which I just love. I mean, you never really get to see firefighters. Again, I don't watch any of the Chicagos. But I love, and the people on the phone, like the 911, like first responders, like the people that pick up the phone. Yeah. And so I just love it. So we watched that, and then we were like, okay, well now we feel like we need to watch 911, which was the show that 911 Lone Star is obviously a spin-off of. It's kind of like the Flareoverse, so it's like Arrow, and then we started watching Flash. So now we have to go and watch Arrow. So we went back and we watched 911, and I didn't think I was gonna love it as much as 911 Lone Star, but oh my goodness, it is just as good. I could not tell you which one is better because they are both so epically amazing that I just love them. And I'm really excited because this year they're doing a crossover between the two of them, and I am so excited because these souls have just wormed their way into my heart and I love it. So CW. I remember a time in my life when the day of the week was based off of what CW show was airing that day. Caleb and I, we watched a bunch of shows from CW, and the other shows that were on our other channels at the same time, we would record and watch them on the weekends. Monday was like, I think, Supergirl. Tuesday was Flash. Wednesday, I feel like, was Arrow. Thursday was Supernatural, and Friday was Vampire Diaries and Originals, or And then I watched a bunch of other ones, but we don't watch all of those shows anymore. I mean, we watched a lot of, we started watching every single one of the Flaro shows. We've watched all of the CW, DC superhero shows. We do not keep up with all of them because we don't really vibe with all of them. Now the only CW show I'm really looking forward to is Legacies. I mean, there are a couple that I'll probably watch. I'll probably watch Legacies and Charmed. I might pick up Nancy Drew, I'm not quite sure, but honestly, hard hitter. I don't think I'm gonna watch Walker. And that's the new show that Jared Padalecki's on after Supernatural. I don't think I'm gonna watch it for no particular reason. I just, you know, it's not what I want it to be, and I just don't think I have it in me to watch that show. And I quit watching a lot of CW shows. Like, I don't watch Riverdale anymore. Yeah, no, I think I'm only gonna watch like 2 CW shows this year, which is weird because I feel like, again, my whole week used to be CW shows. But now it's just, looking forward to Legacies because I still like the Vampire Diaries world. Next fandom I want to talk about joining is a fandom I'm technically in and have been in since 2018, but this show just came out last year and I watched an episode and a half, and then for some reason I had to stop watching it and I didn't watch it again until just like last week, and it was insane, and that is Love, Victor. I love Victor. For those of you who do not know, Love, Victor is the Hulu original TV series spin-off of the movie Love, Simon, which is the movie adaptation of Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, written by my current favorite author, Becky Albertalli. Yes. While I have a lot of thoughts on Simon Spear and his book to movie adaptation, that is for an entirely different video. But yeah, no, that aside, Love, Victor is the TV series, a Hulu original about a boy named Victor who moves from Texas to where Simon lived in Georgia, and hears about Simon's story from a teacher on his very first day, and then messages Simon on Instagram. And then it's mostly just his story, and then him venting to Simon, and then like sometimes Simon will give him feedback or just a listening ear, and it's just adorable. I love Victor and Felix so much. Felix is major best friend vibes. Like, I love that guy so much. No, it was really weird. For some reason I had to stop watching in the middle of the second episode, and then I never got around to it, which is weird because I really liked the first episode. But then I reread Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, as I tend to do this time every year, which is the beginning of the year, because in 2018 Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda was my very first read, and that was to prepare myself for the movie Love, Simon, and I loved it. And so I picked that book up once every year. Sometimes I reread it the whole way through. More often than not, I reread it the whole way through. Sometimes throughout the year, I'll just pick it up and read some of my favorite parts. I had done that, and then I'm planning on watching the movie, and I was on Tumblr looking up some stuff, and then I saw all this stuff about Love, Victor and how everybody was loving Love, Victor, and I was like, I never finished that show. I should probably do that. So then I wandered over and I started watching the first episode again because I wanted to see if I had forgotten a few things. I didn't really, nothing major, but I really liked rewatching it, and then I watched the first half of episode 2 again, and I thought I'll just finish this episode and then I'll be set to watch it sometime later this week. Maybe an episode every here or there. I binged watched the entire first season that night, which isn't really that hard because there's only 10 episodes and they're only 30 minutes each. So that's like 5 hours. Casual 5 hours spent watching a show. Because of that, I fell even more in love with Victor in the Simon verse, or as I call it, the love verse, because it's the visual adaptation, and I'm not going to talk about that. That is literally for another video. But I just loved it so much that I got really excited when I heard that they were going to do season 2. Apparently it's not supposed to come out till sometime in the summer of 2021, but I'm just so glad to know that they're going to do season 2 because I cannot wait to find out what happens to my dear sweet Victor and his friends. I miss my Creekwood cruise so much. But yes, if you liked Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, if you've seen Love, Simon, I would definitely recommend watching Love, Victor. It's just adorable. Last, but certainly not least, well, the last thing I really wanted to touch on, there are some other shows that I'm really looking forward to seeing where they go this year. Some Netflix originals, some other minor shows that I may talk about later in the year. But for right now, the real reason I really made this video was mostly just to be like, okay, these are some of the shows that I'm really excited for this year. Let's see where this goes. Mostly being the Marvel shows. WandaVision has already shown up, and I've seen the first 2 episodes, and I love the first 2 episodes. It is so amazing. I have no idea where it's going. I'm not even trying to guess what's happening. I mean, parts of me are like, okay, this is what's gonna happen here, but I'm trying to shut it down because I don't want to know. I just want to enjoy the ride. And it bothers Caleb when I do that. I'm mostly just, you know, really excited for the Sam Bucky show, Falcon and Winter Soldier, because I've been waiting for that for so long. We were supposed to get so many of these shows last year, but because of everything, they had to shut down filming or post-production, and so they all got postponed to this year. And I mean, Sam and Bucky are supposed to be coming onto my TV screen sometime in March, and I am excited for it. I'm so excited for literally every single one of those shows. That Loki show looks amazing. Hawkeye, I mean, he's literally like my 3rd favorite superhero, or 4th favorite. You know, my 3 and my 4 kind of like swap. It's literally him and Natasha. So I'm just really excited for like the What If show. I mean, that looks really cool. But also, mostly, I just wanted to say thank the merciful heavens that Sam and Bucky are coming to my screen soon, because I have been dying figuratively to see them for far too long. It is not okay, because the last time I saw my dear Bucky Barnes, he was not happy, and I really need him to be happy so that I can be happy. I mean, I feel like the last time I saw him really happy, well, at the beginning of Infinity War, he was pretty happy. That quickly changed, and then before that, I feel like the last time I saw him happy was at the very beginning of Captain America: The First Avenger. So I need him to be happy because I want my dear Bucky Barnes to be happy, and so I'm really excited because I just want to see how he's doing, and that's it. Yeah. So those are some of the shows that I'm looking forward to in 2021. I also wanted to ask you guys, are there any new things that you're excited for? Any continuations of shows that you're excited for? How was 2020 for you? I feel like I totally 100% transitioned the way I watch a lot of television in 2020, and so I feel like 2021 is just like different for me, and that's why I made this video. So I wanted to see what you guys, how are your visual fandoms coming along? Are you okay? Are they okay? How are your favorites? Are your OTPs canon? Because I honestly don't know if my OTP is canon or not. I mean, one of them is. How are your people doing? Your me characters, your favorite characters, are they okay? Because they're not always the same. My me characters and my favorite characters are, you know, like almost never the same. So hopefully you guys are doing okay with your visual fandoms, and let me know down below if there's anything that you're excited for in 2021, and we can just gush about it together and share recommendations together. You can go to my other socials and check out what I'm excited about over there. I will be talking about a lot of my fandoms over there. Feel free, because I have an Instagram, a Twitter, and a Tumblr that I am on quite often these days, and we can talk fandoms over there. And stick around. If you haven't already, please subscribe if you would like to, and if you have, awesome. Love that for you. Love that journey for you. If you know that show, name it down in the comments down below. I hope you guys are having an amazing day and an amazing life, and I hope I can see you guys soon. Bye.